There we go. Live, episode 40 Yank and Kiwi podcast. And as always, I'm your host, Brett, the handsome and charismatic one. And finally coming back after Dylan spent the past couple months keeping his seat warm is Dean Tay.
Hello, everyone. It's good to be back.
Yep. I know you said you had to take off because of work, man. Anything, I'm just wondering though, like anything happened to you in those couple months that?
No, just Christmas and New Year's was as stressful as ever. Well, financially anyway. But no, my life's pretty boring. I mean, can't lie about that. How about yourself?
Well, I kind of spent Christmas by myself because I just didn't hit up anyone to go in town to spend it with, and my family is all out of state. But I streamed with a couple buddies over Christmas. So I wasn't really all alone. It wasn't all that bad.
Sweet.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I had a good time. I'm streaming with Matt and Dan, and I think Tank might have been in that one too.
Cool.
Yeah, it was a good Christmas. I mean, I've had better ones, but you know what?
Take what you can get. Yeah.
It wasn't awful.
That's the main thing.
Yeah. Recently I started got Fallout 4 installed on my PC. I'm gonna say I've gotten addicted to modding the fuck out of this game. It's like I have more fun modding this game than I do actually playing it.
Yeah, that's something you hear a lot, and that's why a lot of people actually prefer the PC, because you can get the mods and you can just the life of games just extends greatly once you do that.
Yeah, it's like I don't disagree with that, man. It's like holy shit. It's like the Bethesda games become that much more fun once you throw in the mods.
Which ones have you got?
I've been getting them all off Nexus mods, so they're not like official Bethesda mods.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of them are just stuff. I'll tell you one thing. I managed to download a mod that gives you a Sister of Battle armor from Warhammer 40k.
Oh, nice.
And it's very well done. It just looks like the power armor the Sisters of Battle wear.
Sweet.
Yeah. But yeah. I'm not, like I said, like with how quickly addicted I got to the mods, like I honestly think I spent more time modding the game than I did actually playing it. It's just like I don't think I think right now and where I am in the story, I think I'm like at the part where you gotta build the teleporter to get to the Institute. And I think I'm like halfway through the game's main story.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, I mean, I guess in other news, not gonna believe what happened, but I woke up today and I shit you not, there was snow on the ground, and according to the weather reports, we're due for like 4 inches today.
Isn't it usual for this time of year?
It's unusual for Washington this time of year in general. Let me do some conversion there.
Okay.
Inches to probably centimeters in this case. That's like 10 centimeters.
Yo, that is thick.
Yeah, well, I spent 12 years living in Michigan. They would get like a lot more snow, but like out in Washington, they will call a snow day for 1 inch of snow. I don't know, but like I know New Zealand's got varying kinds of climate, but if I remember correctly, like where you live, it doesn't really snow.
No, I mean, where I lived originally, Levin is it's about an hour and a half drive away. So, you get the same sort of weather that you do there with here. But it was 2011, and for one day, just out of the blue, it snowed. First time in, I think they said 65 years, it just snowed all day. And then the next day it was gone like it never happened and never happened again.
Damn. I think I
Yeah,
remember Sam telling me about one time where I think in his old neighborhood, like there was one year where it just rained down so hard, like the streets were flooded.
yeah, that does happen quite a bit. Yeah,
So yeah, so you don't have to worry about about snowstorms, but floods are an issue. Can happen.
floods are our biggest issue here. Yeah,
You know,
definitely.
I would figure floods, earthquakes, and possible volcanic eruptions.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're right on the bloody and we're in the circle of fire, and we're also on top of two of the plates where Wellington, our capital city, is. So if there's a big one, I mean, we're pretty fucked, to be
Wait,
honest.
Wellington's the capital? I thought it was Auckland.
No, Wellington's the capital. That's where all the parliament houses and that are.
Really?
Yep.
So, uh, so Auckland's more like your version of New York. It's just the big city.
Yeah, that'd be a good way to think about it.
Okay, that makes sense. So yeah, yeah. Although this isn't the first time I got a city's big city and its I mean, a country's big city and its capital city mixed up. I think for the longest time, I used to think Glasgow was Scotland's capital when it's actually Edinburgh.
Oh well.
Yeah, but Glasgow's just the big city.
Yeah.
Although I gotta wonder how many people think Seattle is Washington's capital, and then they find out now that's actually Olympia.
Um, that's a good question. I haven't actually heard people say that myself, but then again, I don't look these things up. So
I mean, like, yeah, I don't know. I can't really speak to New Zealand. I mean, like, I don't think what goes on in Washington is even on most people's radars of back in New Zealand, is it?
no, not to be fair.
Yeah. So yeah. Actually, here's something that uh Sydney is Australia's big city, ain't it?
Yes. No,
Not
wait.
its capital or no?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm not actually too sure.
I'm gonna check. I have to check. Yes, I have to
It,
check now.
yeah,
Okay,
because it's also Melbourne, and that might be the big city, or that might be the capital. Melbourne or Sydney. It's one of the two.
Sydney is it is capital of New South Wales and one of Australia's biggest cities. Okay, so well, New South Wales is just that one particular province. So Australia's its capital is Canberra.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
See, even I didn't pay attention to shit like that.
it's not
Then again, this is Australia we're talking about, so you'll have to forgive me.
yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. It's like it's a Kiwis are kind of obligated to like just write them off.
Yep.
All right, but I guess in other news, I was kind of impressed that to see how well Aquaman did at the box office.
Yeah, I've been hearing some good things about that.
Yeah, it's like I think DC is finally starting to find their groove.
Well, they've just got rid of Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill as well.
Mm.
So it's basically going to be a reboot, but you know what's worked so far, you know, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, even Harley Quinn, she's got a new movie next year in Birds of Prey. They're carrying on with them. But like Batman and Superman, I think they're going to start over. And I don't know what the fuck's happening with Flash at the moment, so don't hold me
Mhm.
to that.
And then, of course, there's also Shazam.
Oh, Shazam, I'm actually looking forward to seeing. That looks a lot of fun.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's been a long while since we had a superhero movie that was just having fun with its premise.
Yeah. What would be the last one? Jesus.
I mean, fuck. I
Maybe
mean, like,
Guardians of the Galaxy, the
oh
first one?
yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy, and I guess you might say Ant-Man and Spider-Man to an extent, but then they have those moments where they got to be serious.
Yeah. Um, Mind you, that last Ant-Man and Wasp, I mean, it wasn't particularly outstanding, but I had fun watching it. That was a lot of fun to watch.
And just like, but yeah, I got a good like Shazam. I got a feeling about it's just gonna be just genuine fun all around. Like it's just
Yeah. Yeah. That's
obviously they obviously I expect them to know when to pull back and actually take shit seriously. But no, other than that, it's just gonna take its premise and run with it. And it's movie about where a kid gets superpowers. It's like you got to have some fun with that. It don't
Yeah.
like
Yeah, it's a pretty stupid idea all around. So you can't like if you take it too seriously, you're just shooting yourself in the foot. So they're making the right approach with this one.
hmm I mean, I haven't seen Spider-Man: Homecoming, so I can't really count on that. Like, so I don't know really if they at least knew to take if they tried playing it straight or played it a little more fun or did a little bit of both.
They did a lot of fun. There was a very clever twist in it, which actually surprised me. So I congratulate them with that. And there is there is some serious moments, but the majority of it, it's very lighthearted and very entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, like that's kind of the right approach to take with like superhero movies that star younger characters anyway.
Yeah, I mean, that was something the Amazing Spider-Man. Oh my god, that was just so fucking. That they were a chore to get through those movies.
Yeah, like and honestly, it's something that I get. Like I don't remember what your thoughts are. We're on the Sam Raimi movies, but at least like you can say that they're kind of corny, but you know what? They at least aren't taking themselves too seriously.
Yeah, yeah. Even the third one, like, which is the least well received one, I actually rewatched that over the holidays. I'm like, you know what?
It
This
was
movie was a lot better than I thought. Remember it being. It's a lot
yeah.
more fun. Yeah.
Actually, speaking of a pleasant, actually not really. Speaking of, I guess it's technically Spider-Man related because it's about the Venom movie, which I saw with my brother,
Oh
where
yes.
he had to move back in with our dad and his stepmom. Um, he and I went to go see Venom, along with Tom Hardy,
Yep.
and flawed as it was, I came away pleasantly surprised by it. I
Really?
mean, there was obviously a better film in there, but it was not bad. What we got was not bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to
I
check
mean,
that out.
yeah, it was like it was trying. Like I think the original pitch was like it was trying to play it completely straight, like it was almost being a superhero horror movie.
Yep.
But I, th- and from what I heard, like that's probably been lost in with what they cut up. What we got at least with the film we got in the theaters, at least it did at least have some fun because it like and here's something I really do appreciate about it. Something that I don't think I'd seen the comics do up till
Okay.
now was that it gave the symbiote a personality. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, symbiote's not just something Eddie has to wear and struggle against. Like it actually has its own character.
Yeah. Because doesn't originally it amplifies a person's personality, doesn't it? Or their darkest side or something like that.
It amplifies aggression and stuff. I think.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Oh no, that is an interesting take.
Yeah, like like the Venom symbiote, like it's like it cracks jokes at Eddie, like sort of, and actually talks to him, and it's like there's actually a bit of back and forth. And the funny thing is, it's technically Tom Hardy talking to himself.
Yeah.
So it's actually amazing. It really shows just how good of an actor he is with how he's able to make both characters feel distinct. And not only that, like there's a good scene in like I think like a little I think it's like in the first still in the first act, yeah. It's still in the first act, but there's this really good scene where after the symbiote first takes over Eddie and just reveals itself and it helps him escape the cops, gives him some downtime.
Yep.
The symbiote sort of like kind of detaches itself a little bit, and like Eddie's talking to it, and Hardy is really able to sell that performance, even though he's not actually talking to anything at all. Because I mean, it's obviously done in CG, but he really makes you believe that the symbiote's actually there and talking to him.
Nice.
So yeah, I would definitely go ahead and say like Venom was the sleeper hit of 2018 for superhero movies.
All right. Fair enough.
Like,
I've not seen that myself, but I'm more interested in seeing it now. Thank you.
yeah, it's out on. It should be. I saw it in. It's out on DVD now, so you should be able to get it out in New Zealand by now.
Should be. I'll look it up after this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah. But enough shooting the shit. Like there was something we wanted. We had a topic, and this concerns like well, arguably one of the biggest, if not the biggest, podcasts on the planet, which is the Joe Rogan Experience. Now, I am a huge fan of Joe Rogan. I consider him a comedic idol of mine. I've seen a stand-up special Triggered on Netflix, which was pretty damn funny. Where do you stand with Rogan in yourself, DJ?
I'm not a huge fan of his. I mean, like, I never really paid much attention to his podcast. And I mean, that link you gave me, that's probably the first time I've actually watched it. He's a night comedian. I don't mind him so much in that regard, but I'm not a big fan like you are, it seems.
Okay, you're a guy. You know who he is. But you've never really gone out to. You've never like tracked down his work.
No, I mean, like, yeah, I know who he is, and that, like, yeah, the basic ABCs of him.
You know, I think at this point everyone knows who Joe Rogan is.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. On a recent episode of Joe Rogan's podcast, The Joe Rogan Experience, he had an interview with the CEO of Twitter, Jack Dorsey. And suffice to say, this interview has not been well received by his audience.
Nope.
Now, the vibe I get, what I got while listening to it, because I sort of had it on the background while I was playing some Fallout last night. The vibe I sort of got with Rogan is like he kind of was just handling Dorsey with kid gloves. Like I think like the hardest question he really asked him was why Alex Jones got banned off Twitter.
Yeah, that would have made.
And even then, he kind of did not really he did not try following up or really just asking him for more details. Because like, what's very telling is that when he asks him that question, Dorsey's only response is "I don't know." And it's oh, shit, you totally know.
There's also a bit later where he contradicts that, where he says, like, Twitter, everyone has a right to social media and to say what they want. But then, like, Alex Jones got banned and he completely dodged answering that question. So it's a little off-putting. It's very off-putting.
Yeah, and it just, like I said, like Rogan's performance, like is. Like I said, his audience has not been reacting to it well. I've even checked out at the like sort of like reaction videos. I wouldn't call them reaction because it's not like it's not like the typical reaction video where like people are watching the thing and just giving their thoughts as it happens.
Yeah,
because you know what I'm talking about. It's more like I'm going by like videos by We Are Change and Sticks Hexenhammer 666. Like it's just more like, hey, I saw the interview, and this is what I think about it.
I think
now with Sticks was a little bit more forgiving towards I found him more forgiving towards Rogan than We Are Change was, because I think it's just kind of more difference in agenda though, because like. Sticks is sort of a guy who's he just says what he thinks and just well, I mean, like we all know what Sticks' thing is. Like he always gives his opinion, but you always know that he's where he's coming from. He's not trying to, and he's not bullshitting you. And you might not agree with what he's saying, but he's not lying. Although like it's the vibe I got from him is that he sees where a lot of the criticism is coming from, and in some cases he agrees with it too. who that Rogan kind of softballed old Dorsey, and Dorsey also knows a lot more than he's letting on to.
Well, yeah, you'd have to. Yeah.
Well, he's the CEO of Twitter.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, Luke and Jason from We Are Change came down a lot more harsher, and I think that's just because, well, those guys are journalists. Listen, they're now unlike most journalists, these guys aren't owned by any media company. Their operations 100% support order funded. So they've got every incentive to not lie.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I was just thinking. The only one I actually watched who responded was Sargon, and that he only responded because apparently his comments got deleted, which was another thing.
Yeah.
People were saying their comments were getting deleted off the original Joe Rogan video.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in fact, Sticks even commented. Actually, Sticks, Luke, and Jason all commented on that too. It's like Sticks suspects that it's either like YouTube's algorithm or someone from Rogan's team doing it, because although he did seem to lean more towards it being down to Rogan. Now, I think the justification he came with is that Rogan's profile size has reached that he sort of can't afford, or at least he feels like he can't afford to be too harsh of a critic with Dorsey, because he can't run the risk of getting deplatformed either, because he does a lot of his promotion work through Twitter. Yeah. That's basically in fact, I think that's what Rogan said he basically uses his Twitter for these days. Is just to promote his next show or his next tour. So because he doesn't use Facebook. Instagram's not as effective for him. So Twitter's like his main source of keeping his audience informed about what he's doing.
Well, that sheds a little bit of light on it, doesn't it? Just a little bit.
Like I said, it does put what he's doing in perspective. But yeah, but I don't think it really. You can't. I mean, like, you can't. We have to be honest. It does not really excuse him for softballing Dorsey like he did.
No, it doesn't. No.
Although honestly, I think. As much as I got to come down on Rogan, though, I think Dorsey, came off a lot worse, just because, like I said, like you said, like he in the interview he says he contradicts himself. Like he says, I don't know why Alex Jones got banned off Twitter, and then he just more or less lays out why he does. And fuck, I mean, like, he's the CEO, like he has to. You're gonna tell me he doesn't know what his own company is doing?
Yeah. And the way he says, "Oh, I don't know," you can tell he knew, he just didn't want to say, because he could easily come off in the wrong there. He had that, tone in his voice.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. Like, it's just like he's trying to seem as innocent as he can, and I guess if he's, or at most trying to paint like whatever happened to Alex Jones was his own fault, which
yeah.
It's like I said, he's just like he's trying to come off as neutral as he can, when like everyone's well aware of Twitter's left-wing bias.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's freaking well obvious these days.
Yeah, I mean, it's very obvious with like take for one example. You got the Daily Storm. I don't think it's the Daily Storm. It's either the Daily Stormer or Andrew Anglin. One of them got, I think it was both. Andrew Anglin gets kicked off Twitter for trying to dox someone using his Twitter platform. Meanwhile, you got Kathy Griffin, who's calling for the names and addresses of some of the students from Covington Catholic School. I don't know if you know.
Yeah.
You know about that?
Yeah, so I know all about that. That was a lot of bullshit. But yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
remember saying she wanted to know who these people were and that so she could do nasty things to them and blah blah.
yeah. I mean, fuck. She's not only is she still on, she's still verified.
Yeah. And she was completely in the wrong, but they're just gonna ignore that.
Yeah, I mean, like, let me put it this way: Milo Yiannopoulos and James Allsup got de-verified for much less. In fact, Milo got kicked up. Both of them even got kicked off Twitter for much less. I think. Like, as far as I know, neither Milo or Allsup called for doxing people or anything of the like. As far as I know, I mean, it doesn't kind of doesn't really fit what I know about their character. But then again, I don't claim to know either of them personally.
Yeah.
And I mean, and fuck, I haven't even met either of them, especially Allsup, which is amazing because he and I are both in Washington.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he is like
Maybe. Yeah,
he is. He's like 4 hours away from where I live. In fact,
that's interesting.
yeah, like, but yeah, like us. But yeah, I don't know either of them. I've never met them, and it's just like so I can't comment on. I only know what I know about their character only is from what I've seen on YouTube and their social media.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, but from what I do know about both of them, it just does not seem within their character to want to dox people. But yeah,
No, I
but
would say that.
but yeah, bringing it back though to back to Dorsey though, it's just like like I said, he tries to present this tone where he's coming off neutral and he's just like troll, but you just know like
You can see right through it.
yeah, I know he's not a good liar.
He's not. It's probably the only truth we got from that interview.
Actually, I think another thing that's a bit of truth is that he said like people should be skeptical of companies like his.
Oh yes, yes, he did say that.
So I guess even he was able to mix in a little bit of truth there too. It's like
Which again contradicts him a little more, but at least he's more forthcoming with that information, I guess.
mm-hmm. I don't know. It's just like all in all, what do you think your big takeaway from that whole interview was though?
I don't know. Because like I said, this is probably the first Joe Rogan podcast I've watched. So I can't compare it to the others, but it seemed like he was trying to push favor with Twitter and even tried to push favor with YouTube, which is something he should know better to do. I mean, unless he's just sucking up to them. It was like, yeah, he was just trying to come off favorable with Twitter and YouTube and maybe even Google. That's what it seemed to me.
I kind of agree with that because I mean I have to wonder though. I mean, like, is this just because of the position Rogan feels he's in? Because you look at where he's at, and it's like not only that. I mean, like he is pretty plugged into that sort of to the Hollywood sort of system. Like he's a guy that really has to consider what he's doing. I mean, as much as I mean, fuck. I mean, he has a fucking Netflix special called Triggered, which is taking the piss out of social justice warriors. Basically, I mean, like, fuck. One of the bits, I shit you not, one of the bits in that special is him talking about how there were these fucking bird demons talking to Bruce Jenner about how he should go through with his transition. He's doing all these voices and shit. So, I mean, like, on the one hand, I can sympathize with him not wanting to jeopardize his position because this is his livelihood.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, Joe, you made one of your bits in a special was you talking about how Bruce Jenner had bird demons telling him to go become a woman. So, like, how precarious is your position really?
That's true.
I mean,
That's very true.
on the one hand, I know like he's, as far as like Joe Rogan's politics go, he has always come off more center left to me, but he is willing to be but what I've liked about him is that he's at least willing to be politically incorrect, and he always gave me off this vibe of live and let live, like just people don't fuck with me, I don't fuck with them. I mean, like, and what I did like about his podcast is that he has been willing to just like talk to people and just like try and just see what makes them tick.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty much what his podcast is. He just gets people on, he just asks them questions. He's just like, it's more you just finding out why this person thinks the way they do. But
that should be how a good interview is, isn't it?
Yeah, but with this Dorsey one, like, yeah, you can tell like he's softballing him. He's not asking him hard enough questions. And when he does, he doesn't follow through on them. And it's like, and not only that, I mean, like Dorsey's just like, you can tell like he is trying to be evasive. He's not being all that forthcoming. And I guess what truthful information he does let loose is probably more in spite of him, or he just realizes like he could like, or he realizes like the lie would just be so unbelievable. It's just better for him to just be truthful in that instance.
Probably.
Yeah. Another thing I found interesting about that was that Dorsey says he doesn't use Facebook.
Is that true?
He said that like early in the interview. He doesn't.
Yeah, I know he says it, but is that actually true that he doesn't?
Let me check. Although, keep him. Yeah. Oh, hey, Mike Whitaker's in the chat. Sorry, I didn't notice you, dude. Let's see. Let's check. Let's check Facebook and see if Jack Dorsey's really there. What I'm worried about though is I'll type in Jack Dorsey and I'll get a guy that isn't him. Like that sounds like it's a common enough name.
Yeah. Well, he could have deleted his account by now as well, of course.
If he ever had one.
If he ever had one, yeah.
Might be let's see. About the only thing I can find is just an official Facebook page.
Mm.
Doesn't look. Let me check people. Okay, that was like. I think I did find a Jack Dorsey, a person who's called Jack Dorsey, says CEO and co-founder at Twitter, but there's no posts on it, and there's like nothing there. There's like it's completely blank. Could be, like I said, could be a fake account for all I know. There's just nothing there to convince me.
That sounds like a fake one to me.
You know, like I said, it just says Facebook CEO. I mean, Twitter CEO and co-founder, and it also just says like, you know, it's like I said, yeah. There's like nothing. Yeah, there's like nothing on that account. It could be anything.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not really proof of anything.
Yeah. Yeah. So you know, for all we know, he's probably being truthful in that instance that he doesn't use Facebook.
I guess we'll have to go with that because there's no evidence on the contrary to say that he does. So yeah.
But yeah. Another thing that's weird about that interview is that he also says that Obama is no worse than Trump. I think. Like, I'm trying. Okay, like that's an interesting. All I gotta say is like that is a very interesting claim to say.
Yeah, I don't see where he's coming from with that either. Like,
Yeah, you'd think he'd be the type of guy who'd be like all about Obama.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's definitely an interesting one.
Yeah, that's definitely an interesting take. Actually, while we're on Trump, I think like isn't there a point in the interview where he talks about like how like company wants to get rid of Trump, but they know they can't because I think they did. I think they said something like that to that effect, right?
Yeah, I vaguely remember something along those lines.
Yeah, it's just like yeah, it's like they this is probably the guy they want to deplatform more than anyone, but they can't. They just know they can't. I mean,
God, the backlash if they did would be incredible.
yeah, and like especially when you know, I think like Twitter's bleeding money is actually bleeding money too. I think, like,
Okay.
I think like I do. Which I think I remember hearing it was losing money. Although I think the way you can tell like they're really in trouble is if Jack starts selling all his stock.
True.
Let's check. Let's check their revenue. I'm pulling it up right now. Okay, quarterly revenue from the third quarter of 2018 actually. Okay, here we are. This has been tracking their revenue from first quarter of 2011.
Okay.
Okay, so it was climbing a lot. Looks like it really hit its peak in the fourth quarter of 2015.
Yep.
Takes a bit of a dip in the first quarter of 2018, but it looks like they started recovering. Oh, you're something. They really took a dip in the first quarter of 2017. I'll link it to you. I'll send you the link right now.
What happened in the first quarter of 2017?
About the only thing I can think of was But the only thing I can think of was that was when Trump got inaugurated. It's in the
Oh yeah, that's right. Yes. Yeah, that's the
right,
only.
yeah, it's in the chat. It's in the chat with the Hangout, dude.
Okay. Just. Yeah, there we go.
That's about the only big thing I can remember. Like that, the first quarter of 2017 was Trump's inauguration as president. But I don't think that. I mean, that probably could be something, but maybe. I mean,
Maybe.
there could just as easily be something else to explain that.
Oh yeah, there we go. Oh wow, yeah, it dropped from 717 to 548.
Yeah, I think that's in millions too. So, yeah.
Whoa, shit.
Yeah, but
Well, they
it's
seem to be bouncing back anyway.
yeah,
So
I know. Third quarter 2018, they seem to be actually it looks like from the last quarter. Yeah, there's actually a oh yeah, there's actually it's not just going back up. It's not just going back to like them recovering like them recovering lost revenue. It's like they're actually going up climbing up even a little higher. This looks like oh yeah, this is third quarter of 2018. They was definitely the highest point for the company so far. So if I guess that as far as we can tell, the company's not doing bad so far because, like I said, like I did say like the way you know something's going wrong is when the CEO starts on his stock and like with maybe Gab. Mike Whitaker brings up Gab. I don't actually did Gab come on in the scene in the early 2017? I think it did. So that might have been something, but yeah, that might. Uh, Now, where was I going? Oh, I remember. Yeah, because like you know how recently like a BuzzFeed and Vice and a couple other media sites have started laying off their staff.
yep.
Yeah. Well, apparently Shane Smith, he's the CEO of Vice, or at least he was. I think I remember reading that he has recently sold all his because he can talk in the company because apparently Vice is just in free fall financially.
Ouch.
Be fair. I mean, on the one hand, it's Vice, so they've been terrible for years. That site has not been good since Gavin McInnes left it.
That's true. And the
And
end
like,
of 2006,
yeah. Oh my
2016.
God! Actually, Vice missed their 2017 revenue target by more than $100 million.
Holy shit! Really?
Yeah.
Damn. That's a big loss.
Yeah. Well, that article's that article's from over a year ago. Here's one from 18 hours ago, where following layoffs, Vice it's from Digiday. Following layoffs, Vice Media signals an end to its freewheeling days. I don't know. Still, I mean, I guess according to this article, it looks like they've cut off 10% of their employees. But like I said, considering that Shane Smith just sold all his stock, I do not.
That's a red flag.
Yeah, I do not see them sticking around for much longer. They look. I believe Vice's days are numbered, along with a few others. It's just that people, and a lot of this to do with the fact that the public's trust in the media is at an all-time low, like
Yeah.
arguably lowest it's ever been, I think. Now, oh, Mike says like around end of 2016, Gab started. So, I could probably see that. Like, had a lot of people leave Gab, and I mean, a lot of people leave Twitter, and that probably caused Twitter stock to take a hit for a while. But again, as the revenue report on Statista showed, they've managed to recover somewhat, and are actually doing better. So, but still, I mean, all in all, though, it's like, if anyone expects though Twitter to stick around forever, it's not. I mean, like, MySpace, no one uses MySpace anymore.
No.
Like there was like I remember back in like middle school and like I think like the first half of high school for me. So this is like middle school's nice. This is like a 2000. This is like between the years of 2003 to 2006. Like everyone had to be on MySpace. I think that's the right time frame, right?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, everyone had to be on MySpace back then. And then, like, once Facebook just came on the scene, it's like MySpace just died. I mean, it's still kind of around, but nobody really uses it anymore.
Yeah, I never used it at all, to be honest. I remember people when I was at work, because, in the evenings, I was at a rest home in the kitchen. So, in the evenings, you had college kids and that just come in for part-time job to help serve the meals. And that's all they would talk about, is MySpace. And so it was around that time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, like, if all I can say is if like MySpace can just like decline in popularity, that's gonna happen. You can count on it happening to Facebook. You can count on it happening to Twitter too.
Yeah. Everything ends.
Yeah, it does. And like not only, especially on the internet where everything just seems to go by in like the blink of an eye. I mean, like right now, I think like the big social media app for the kids these days, it's TikTok, which I have not used. I'm not really sure I have any desire to either.
No, I've heard of it. Apparently a lot of people complaining about it, so it's probably something we'd like, but not something we use.
I don't know, because like I said, I've never. Yeah, because I mean, like it's not an app I've made any effort to check out. About the only thing I know is it's just got that one viral video of that hit or miss girl, and it's like I all I know is I hated that song and it was stupid. Although one of my buddies at work though he sings that song just because he knows it annoys me.
Fair enough.
Well, that's how you. You know, though, I get, I, all in all, I guess I'm kind of with you on what this particular episode of Joe Rogan's podcast was. I've listened to a lot more than you have, and like I've seen him handle interviewees a lot better. And like I said, I can kind of understand why he probably feels like he has to softball Dorsey because of the position he's either in or feels he's in. So he has to sort of play it safe, but at the same time, it's like he knows his audience is a little bit more willing to question the narrative. And it's just like they want him to ask the hard questions. And the fact that I am not about to call sellout on Joe Rogan just yet, but I will say this is not one of his better episodes.
No, well, yeah, I had to take your word on it. And I think a lot of the questions that people wanted asks, they were put in the comments, and they were probably the ones that were deleted as well.
No, that's very likely. I guess all I gotta say is like, if the biggest truth to come out of that whole interview was, like I said, Dorsey said like people should be skeptical of people like him and companies like his, because I mean it did get found out that Facebook was collecting data on its users and even running like ops just to see if they could manipulate people.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Because he
like,
got taken to court over that.
Oh yeah. Fuck. Oh man. Zuckerberg just was like he's trying to stay calm, but you know he is just shaking.
Yeah, I've seen
like,
the clip.
He is just so fucking scared. He had that deer in the headlights look the whole time he was being questioned.
Yeah, and the way he was speaking, you could hear the nervousness in him.
All I'm wondering is if there's a sequel to The Social Network. I hope Jesse Eisenberg hams that scene up. It'll be so funny. It'll be so funny if he just hams up just how nervous he is.
Yeah, that would be something to see.
Yeah, it will be. But yeah, I mean, like if Facebook is collecting data on its users. Like, how can you suspect that Twitter's not doing any different? Especially when they basically log everything you tweet out, and it just establishes a pattern of behavior, and they will use that. They will wield that against you if they find you to be one of the undesirables.
Yeah, I agree.
Like that, you still got to hand out data to Twitter to get on the site. Like you gotta hand them your name. You gotta hand them your location. You gotta hand, and then like for extra security, you gotta give them your. and what was this? You gotta and for extra security, you gotta hand them your phone number. It's just like it doesn't. It's these like that, and you think they're honestly not going to be using that. I mean, like I think like in Facebook's case, like it got outed that they were selling that data to the NSA.
That's right. Yes, I remember something like that.
Yeah, you honestly can't suspect that Twitter's not doing anything similar.
There'll be something going on, because like what's that other video website I use? Oh fuck, I forget the fucking name of it. But that's not anything to do with Google, But yeah, when I upload to that, it appears on my Twitter. So there's some kind of connection there as well. And that's a site unrelated to Google or any of the others.
Hmm. What? Can, I think I need a little more to go off of.
Okay. Oh crap. Let me just fucking go to the website. I've probably fucking lost it. That's how fucking long it's been since I've uploaded anything. All right. Hold on, sorry.
Is that
Very
like
underprepared here.
is it like a what's this like? Is it like a social media site out in New Zealand?
No, no, it's nothing like that. Hang on, just going to my channel. This is probably the fastest way. Okay, yeah, it's been 9 months since I fucking uploaded anything. So, um, okay, dun, 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 dun.
Hmm.
And it seems to be gone from there. Okay, maybe this website's gone altogether.
Hmm.
Oh, that sucks. But anyway,
But
yeah, it was another video website I was using, as an alternative for YouTube.
oh, I think I remember it was. I remember back in the day it was Blip, and there was Blip. What else was there? There's also Dailymotion's still around. I think there's also Vimeo. I think.
Yes, there's those ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was using this website, and it wasn't like connected. I didn't connect it to anything like Facebook, Twitter. You know how like with YouTube it says you can link them together.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
do anything like that. But when I was uploading videos to this particular website, it would automatically show my Twitter account, even though they weren't connected. They shouldn't have been connected anyway.
Hmm. Really.
Yeah. So there's something, I don't know if it has to do, you could say it has to do with the cookies or something, but yeah, there's something going on there. There is something going on there.
Yeah. I mean, fuck. You can pretty much bet that even YouTube is gathers your data,
Yeah,
and they'll also use your library to compile shit. Like a lot of these companies, they are in bed with the state, and they get and with the fuck with the whole stuff that we got from the thanks to the Bush administration. Although I think a lot of it even precedes it. It's like actually this is stuff that's like been left over from like the Cold War, or just with
yeah,
all that espionage shit. But it's like they are because they got to keep America safe and shit. So they got to that means even protecting Americans from themselves, quote unquote.
quote unquote. Okay,
So
I just found the website. It's BitChute.
BitChute, that was it. Yeah, that's still
Yes.
around.
That's still around. I've actually just looked at it. I've got my account back, so that's nice. But yeah, this was the one I did, and I didn't connect it to any other websites, didn't link it with Twitter, Facebook, whatever. But when I was uploading to this up on Twitter, which it shouldn't have been able to do
Mhm.
technically, but there was some kind of something going on there.
Probably because I don't know, like everyone wants to say that because BitChute's crowdfunded and stuff that they're a bit more trustworthy than YouTube, but if they're on if you've probably got through them for might be something through Google, who knows? It's like there's so much stuff we don't know about what goes on behind the scenes with these companies.
No, I know that.
So yeah, like I said,
Okay.
Dorsey's right though, and like you should be skeptical of people like him and companies like his because if if they're in bed with the state, they are probably selling your data to them.
Yeah.
It's like like kind of makes you wonder like how much longer people can stay anonymous on the internet.
That's true, and that's like what some people like to do. I mean, I'm not holding people want to keep their personal lives separate. I'm nothing against them; they have that right, but it's going to get to the stage where you won't be able to do that soon.
But yeah, it's just I don't gotta. Yeah, it's just like the yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. It's just they're gonna they you gotta be careful when you're signing up with these sites. I mean, they're very useful.
Yeah,
That that can't be taken away from them. They are very useful.
but
But
you better fucking read everything that you're agreeing to.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
It's like I'm kind of I'm still on Twitter these days, just because that's where a lot of just because I've got an audience to build up there, or for my book, for my comic, and like a lot. So I've made a lot of good progress there. Although
yeah, that's cool.
I seem to have been stuck in this cycle where I keep gaining and losing followers. Although half of them seem like they're just a lot of them seem though like a lot of them are just like inactive or just bot accounts that are getting deactivated.
Yeah,
Activated.
it could be that.
Not a lot of them are people just genuinely unfollowing. So I'm not really that. It's nothing I'm that worried about, to be honest.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, like I've honestly been gaining more than I've been losing. So
Yeah, well, with Twitter removing accounts, I mean, you got to take that into
that is true.
yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. But yeah, I get. You know, I honestly, I think like I, I think we got a good spot to lay out to call it good. Unless you've got anything else you want to else to bring up.
No, but interestingly enough, as we were talking about this in my YouTube feed, Sargon's actually just done a commentary over the video we were talking about. He uploaded it 24 minutes ago.
Wait, an actual commentary. How fucking long is it?
Um,
Because like if I
it's
remember correctly, the video the episode with Dorsey on C is like over is like I think like somewhere around an hour and a half.
yeah, it was quite long. It's 2 hours. No,
Fuck.
wait, it's 20. No, sorry. I got the time. It's 24 minutes and he uploaded it 2 hours ago.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like 2 hours. I don't know anyone who's gonna watch a 2 hour Sargon video.
No. He's an interesting guy, but his voice kind of does have a sleepy effect sometimes.
Let's. Yeah, I mean, like, fuck. Even he has to know, like, well, fuck. Even he has to know no one's gonna stick around for that long. So rather, he's just gonna about the juicy parts of it.
Yeah. But yeah, he'd uploaded that while we were doing this. So yeah, check that one if you want to, I guess.
Let me see if I can pull it up. I'll probably add that in the. I'll probably put those. I'll have to put those videos into the description later. Say, I guess As if we're gonna leave off on anything. We're both looking forward to Shazam. Oh,
Yes.
I am also looking forward to Godzilla King of the Monsters. That one looks like it's gonna be awesome.
Oh yes. Yeah. When's that one? Is that June or July?
May. I think it's May.
Oh, May. Okay.
Let me double check. Let me double check the release date. I'm pretty sure it's May. What was that? Yep, it's May. May 31st.
May 5th. Oh, so pretty much June. Yeah. Basically June.
Yeah, you're right. Although that's in the USA, might be a little while before New Zealand gets it.
Yeah. So June for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a good day too, Mike.
Yep. It's so. Yeah, thanks, Mike. Yeah. I'm gonna go. I plan on seeing that, and I'm gonna have a ton of fun because there. It's not just Godzilla. You also got Mothra. You got Rodan. You got King Ghidorah in it.
Yep.
And not only that, Legendary is also talking about how they have a Godzilla versus King Kong movie coming down the pipe.
Yep. And they set that up at the end of Skull Island as well. Well,
Mm-hmm.
they actually no, they set up the next Godzilla movie in Skull Island.
Yeah,
But it's
they're already
just connected. Yeah.
yeah, they're already talking about again the new King Kong versus Godzilla movie out. One I'm hoping though at some point they'll roll out Mecha Godzilla.
That'll probably be possible. I mean, the second one, it looks like the entire world's fucked. So, yeah,
I
anything
know.
goes.
Oh yeah, I know. Just like it'll be interesting to see how they do a take on Mecha Godzilla because I'm gonna wonder they're gonna try and have him basically be a mechanical Godzilla. With in this case, he's gonna be big and fucking bulky and loaded with a ton of weapons, or is he gonna be like a bit more nimble and agile?
That'd be interesting to see.
It will be.
As long as they don't do it like fucking Zilla.
Oh yeah, or hopefully they do it better than the Godzilla anime movie did. Like, oh dude, this I'm not kidding you. They teased Mechagodzilla in the first Godzilla anime movie,
Wow.
and then they gave him the second one, and you never see him. Like, instead, what they get to is this this thing in the crater of in the caldera of Mount Fuji, which is all of Godzilla Mechagodzilla's nano metal because that's what he's made of in this universe.
Yep.
And it's just basically grown over the caldera like a fungus, and they could just call it Mechagodzilla City. You never actually see Mechagodzilla. Like, especially when they teased what he was supposed to look like. Like, let's see if we can find that. Mechagodzilla anime. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of the design, but at least it was interesting.
Yeah.
Kind of. Like, let's see, copy link. Here we go. I think I might have actually added something there. Yeah, click the second link I think I dropped.
Yeah, got it.
Yep. That's what he's supposed to look like in.
Age 200,000, 20,000 years old. Wait, how does that work? I don't know.
Yeah, but just that's what he was supposed to look like, and they never showed it.
That's kind of a letdown.
Yeah, it is. It really is. It's like, and not like that, like the third movie has fucking King Ghidorah, and this is what they give Ivya. Like they tease what he's supposed to look like. Like you're supposed to see like the full form dragon and the full dragon and shit. Like this is what here's like what the full body looked like. That's what that's what the full body was supposed to look like, and this is what it looks like in the movie.
Let's take a look at these. Oh wow, that's
it's different. I'll give it that, but it's like, oh yeah, show us his neck.
Okay.
Yeah, just man, it's like this. You just get this sense like this, and it's like this trilogy could have been so much better. So that's what I'm hoping the Legendary movie kind of makes up for it. It's because honestly, the form they got for the form they've teased. I mean, you fucking saw the trailer, right?
Yeah, I've seen the trailers, both of them. Yeah,
Yeah. So you get the form they teased. That looks good.
absolutely. How long
Yeah.
is it? Must be. It's got to be a good couple of hours at least if they're going to have all four of them in, including Godzilla.
If I remember, if let's pull it up. Should have been given a time frame. It doesn't say, but yeah, it's got to be. This thing better be a couple hours long, just so we get enough of how of each of the monsters.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want Godzilla to rip through Mothma and then in a few minutes and then go to the next one and so on. You got to build them up.
Yeah, duh. Although honestly, it kind of looks like it's going to be sort of like a remake of Ghidorah, the three-headed monster. Like that was the one where that was like the one where it had Godzilla, Mothra, and Rodan team up to fight Ghidorah.
Well, maybe they will do that. We'll have to see. We'll have to see.
Yeah, I mean,
But,
I can see that happening just because like I can see I can see it happening because like you got Godzilla and Rodan just fighting each other, and Mothra has to be the peacemaker because that's what she does.
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah, I can't wait to see that. I plan on seeing that when it comes out in theaters. So,
Yeah, that'd be good.
yeah.
So then, and also quickly, the third John Wick movie. I'm actually interested in seeing how they wrap that up.
Oh
as well.
yes, fuck! I'm surprised. You know, I never expected John Wick to get a sequel, much less a trilogy. Now I gotta wonder. I mean, like, is this now gonna, you know, dare I say, Keanu Reeves might be the new Charles Bronson now.
That's yeah, I can see that.
Especially like especially if there's like a John Wick 4. I mean,
No, they have confirmed this is going to be the final John Wick, but they're doing something with the Continental, like a series based around that.
okay.
Yeah, but yeah, this is officially the final John Wick. Even Keanu Reeves said he's not going to return for a fourth, even if they offer it to him.
Well, I guess he sort of knew like if he did any more, then that's when the quality would just start going down. Because then at the point, it's like they don't really care about the character. It's just they want the name just makes money. That's kind of that was kind of what happened to the Death Wish movies.
Yeah, that's true. Remember that old fucking Simpsons joke? Was it Death Wish 9? That's just him in the hospital bed.
Yeah.
I wish I was dead.
Yeah. Oh god, yes. Although to be fair, Charles Bronson it always seems like no matter how bad the movies were, Charles Bronson never phoned it in.
No, that's true. He was really good at them.
Yeah, like you can probably tell those were probably some of them. I think those were some of the movies he enjoyed making the most.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But yeah, Keanu Reeves is a little smart to bow out after 3. Could let John Wick go out on a high note.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the good thing is like the first one flows into the second one, and the second one you can see it's going to flow into the third one. So the third one should have a decent ending.
Mm-hmm. All right. So yeah. Yeah, I think we're good. I'll call it good, and we'll see you guys next week.